Hello, this is Team Entoure Recovery, and this project called Entoure Lands, an app to support ED recovery, is submitted for FEO Asia. We want to develop an accessible app that uses data collected through health wristband to support those with eating disorders in their process of recovery. Let's begin with a day in the life of a person with an eating disorder. For an anorexic in the morning, they would wake up with a knot of anxiety in her stomach, and every bite that she eats will be like a daunting challenge, overshadowed by fear and guilt. Throughout the day, she meticulously counts the calorie and scrutinizes every bite, and has to constantly battle conflicting emotions. Those self-doubt and insecurities are overwhelming. But those who are affected by ED, which is an eating disorder, is actually a very, very large population. There are three types of eating disorders: anorexia, bulimia, and binge eating disorder, and 9% of the population worldwide is affected by EDs. The largest total number of people with eating disorders locate in China, India, and the United States. Therefore, we can see that eating disorders are very prevalent and constitute a major health challenge, which means our mission of developing this app actually aligns with UN SDG's Sustainable Development Goal. What are the current solutions to treating ED? We have cognitive behavioral therapy, family-based treatment, dialectical behavioral therapy, and support groups. But the commonality between these methods are that there's threshold to beginning them is high, for it requires a lot of previous understanding and information, such as the opportunity of receiving diagnosis, and some of them are extraordinarily costly. In short, these current methods are just not accessible enough to address the size of this challenge. And the size of the problem also reflects in its business value. In 2020, the global eating disorder therapy market values over 460 million USD. And the factor of driving the growth of eating disorder is still on the increase for the changing lifestyle and habit, and also related to urbanization. And the prevalence is also very high, affecting over 4.9 unaccounted individuals. So about the app itself, Entoure Lands. We want to develop an accessible app that can proactively identify ED symptoms, help break and reform patterns, and help patients gain deeper understanding of their conditions, as well as providing assistance in the difficult process of ED recovery. First, we must look at what type of data can a typical health wristband collect. It usually collects physical activity data, such as steps, exercise duration, calorie consumption, also sleep data, like total sleep time, deep sleep time, sleep quality, and blood oxygen level, heart rate variability, and skin conductance. These are all factors that we can use to detect and monitor someone's eating disorder. This is an experiment we did with an app that we basically fed this person a lot of food, and we can see there's a drastic change in their heart rate and blood oxygen level. This is an example of how we can use health data collected from health wristbands to develop and incorporate into our app. What is our user interface vision? We believe that a very important aspect in ED recovery is just about breaking the old cycle and forming new ones. And what needs to be broken are not just behavioral, but also psychological. And sometimes it's even about the fundamental notions and beliefs patients have regarding their relationship with their body and society. And we want Entoure Lands to be a secure place that provides education, information, warm reminders, as well as guided interference when needed. Therefore, there are three main sections in this app. The first is the user's health summary and personalized trends. Second, a short articles on recovery tips and ED knowledge. And thirdly, a visual interactive map of recovery that requires completion of daily tasks to move forward on. So from a user's perspective, this app looks something like this. Let's say Sally. Sally is a young Asian woman with bulimia nervosa. She heard about Entoure Lands from the internet and decides to give it a try. When she opens the app, she was first greeted by a calm animation about a bunny who suffered ED, but is now on its journey to recovery. Then, Sally is asked to fill out some basic information about herself, such as her age, a short history of her ED, such as when did she first experience dissatisfaction towards her body, her current situation, like how often does she binge or purge, and a brief report will be generated for her. Now she is welcomed into Entoure Lands. Then Sally was guided on how to connect her wristband device to the app. Most models are supported as long as they are able to provide some form of health data. 2 weeks after using the app, some trends of ED behavior were identified. There was a weekly report that allows Sally to learn about her own patterns of behavior. Sally realizes that she typically binges around 8 p.m. on weekends and purges around an hour after. Entoure Bunny, which is the bunny of the app, suggests that she should avoid staying at home alone during these time periods. Sally's task of that week was collect 5 unique leaves in the evening and upload photos of them. So these things that distracts our patients and gives them something else to put their attention to are the tasks that if they complete them, they can move them forward in their map of recovery. And this is basically our project, and we hope you enjoyed being in Entrelands and leave here better than when you first came. And our team members are Helene, which is me. I also had experience with EDs. That's why we came up with this problem, with this idea. And Yatsen Choi, Hao Yang Wu, Jia Jing Wang, and Zhe Tao Wang. And thank you guys so much for listening to our idea.